everybody, it's Jess here with Lush Jess. Thank you so much for watching and welcome to the official last Disney vlog. This is going to be where I talk about our 2 days that we spent at Disney Springs. I'll tell you what we ate, where we shopped, what we did. It was a lot of fun and it's something free you can do in Disney, which y'all, I mean, there ain't much, let me tell you. So if you're headed to Disney World, you definitely need to spend a day or two at Disney Springs. We didn't even scratch the surface of everything. There's no charge for parking. It's just a really fun place and they have the best restaurants and treat places and it's so good. So let me tell you guys what we did at Disney Springs, and I will insert pictures as we go because I did take not as many pictures as in the parks, but I did still take some. So we had 2 rest days, and it's so important when you are going to Disney World to schedule some rest days, especially if you have kids, because the park days are really intense. They are full on. I mean, I carried my phone with me and it like tracks your steps. 25,000, 30,000 steps we took some days, and that's exhausting, especially if you have little kids. I mean, I needed a rest day too, but they especially did. And so we went to Hollywood Studios and then Animal Kingdom, and then we had our first break, and then we went to Epcot and Magic Kingdom, and then we had our second break. So on the very first day off, we decided to go to Disney Springs before it got like really late in the afternoon and really hot. We also wanted to make sure we had time at the pool. We stayed at a really nice resort, and that my in-laws, David's parents, had access to. It's kind of like a timeshare. Anyway, it was really nice. They have a beautiful pool, and like the kids love it. It's like one of their favorite parts of the whole trip, and it's free. It's just a nice pool. They have water slides that are open during parts of the day, and the kids just love it. So we definitely wanted to make sure we swam. But we decided to get up and head over to Disney Springs fairly early. I think we left around 10 o'clock, got the kids ready, slept in a little bit. I think Nate was still up at like 5 or 6 in the morning. But we slept in a little bit, got them up, and decided to head to Disney Springs. Now, really fun this day. Our friends from Alaska, if you've watched recently, we had friends come through on Easter and visit us. We hadn't seen them in 10 years. They were really close friends when me and David first got married and moved away to San Antonio, Texas, but we didn't know anyone, y'all. It was a really hard time. They were some of our best friends. They were there when Nate was born, but then they moved to Alaska when he was like a month or 2 old, and we hadn't seen them since then. And we were talking to them at lunch at Easter, and they casually mentioned that they were going to be at Disney World. And we like looked at each other and we couldn't believe that they were going to be at Disney World. They said like the last weekend of May. We're like, the last week of May, first week of June. We were like, what? Like that is the exact time. And of course we weren't telling the kids this yet. So we were like whispering about it as we were hugging them goodbye. I couldn't believe we were going to get to see them again because like I said, we don't see them very often. They live in Alaska. So we try to, of course, by then we had already had our reservations and stuff. But it just so happened that they fell. We had a few days where our reservations overlapped. They were in Epcot and Magic Kingdom the same days as us. We didn't get to see them a whole lot in the park because it was so chaotic going to all the different things. But they also had a rest day on this day, our first rest day. And so we were able to text them and be like, you know, do y'all want to meet for lunch at Disney Springs? So we had that like as we were heading over there. You know, it's like 10 in the morning and we thought we will rendezvous with them for lunch. So we're really excited to see them again. But anyway, so we head over to Disney Springs and we park. They have really nice parking garages, and I was shocked they do not charge you to park there. I was very shocked because Disney charges you for everything, but they didn't charge you to park there. Once you park, you definitely remember where you parked because we kind of wandered around at the end. And when we went back the second day, I definitely took a picture of the number. You should always do that. But anyway, you do have to go through security in the parking garage, like to exit into Disney Springs. And basically, if you've never been to Disney Springs, it's just like a big shopping center. It's beautiful though. It's really well designed. They used to call it Downtown Disney. Do you guys remember that? If you've been like a long time ago, but now it's called Disney Springs. They have some of like the most amazing restaurants and shopping, and it's just really, really fun. Lots of treats places like ice cream and cupcakes and donut shops, and I mean, just like the most fun candy shops. It's a lot of fun to walk around down there. So we went through security. And our first stop was, I believe, the World of Disney store. If you are looking for anything Disney, the World of Disney is probably going to have it. It is the most gigantic Disney store I have ever been in. It's huge. And we had so much fun wandering around in there. I really wanted to get a new shirt because I didn't have a shirt to wear to Epcot. And I didn't want to wear one that I'd already worn. I just wanted a new shirt in Disney. So I found a new shirt that said like being together is magical or something. It was really cute. So I got that. And then David really wanted a hat because his head was like starting to get burned a little bit. And so he found a really nice hat. What else did we buy? I think that was basically it. Lucy was looking around at different things, but at this point she didn't buy anything there. And we just looked around. It seemed like forever. It was very crowded this day, even though it was fairly early in the morning. So we did that. We walked by the Lego store and we were very disappointed that there was a huge line just waiting to get in. They're really not letting a whole bunch of people in at a time. And so you have to stand in line, and it was hot. It was really hot this day. Real hot this day. It's one of our hottest days, I think. And so we were like, we are not going to stand in this line with all these kids, because we had all 3 kids with us. I almost said all 4, all 3 kids with us. And so we just kind of shopped around at different stores that you didn't have to wait outside of. There's several different Disney stores. Lucy really wanted to go to the Lego store, so we did take her back a different day, but you do just beware. You do have to wait in a good sized line to get into the Lego store if they're crowded, because they only let so many in at a time, which I guess makes the shopping experience better. But that was something new since the last time we went, pre-COVID and everything. We went to the Christmas ornament store, a whole ornament store of just Disney ornaments. There was like a clothing kind of store with Disney. There were so many different Disney stores. Candy, like I said, the Goofy candy shop where they're making the caramel apples and all that. We decided to go ahead and get a snack because it was going to be a little bit of a later lunch so we can meet our friends. And so we stopped at the Wetzel's Pretzels, and this was like one of my favorite snacks we had all week, because we had the pretzel at Epcot. Nothing compared though to the Wetzel pretzel. It was so good. I just got a regular original Wetzel pretzel with some cheese sauce to dip it in, and Lucy tasted it and she like confiscated half of my pretzel. She loved it. She never really liked any hot pretzel we've ever had. She didn't really like the one at Epcot, but she loved that one. It was almost like bread. It was not even like pretzel. It was so good. So now I'm like obsessed with Wetzel's pretzels. I mean, they're so delicious. So we got that. David got one of those like pretzel hot dog things, and we got some lemonade. Kids got some popcorn, and we just had a little snack. We sat on the pavement outside of the World of Disney store and had a little snack. And then we just went through a few more stores, walked around. It was really hot, like I said, but we walked around. We got our exercise in, and our plan was to go to Chicken Guy for lunch. Didn't happen. Let me tell you what happened. Chicken Guy is a restaurant by Guy Fieri from the Food Network, and it's like chicken and French fries and stuff, and we thought it'd be good to try it. And so once we decided on that though, I told David we need to go over there a little early and just make sure like there's going to be a table for all of us to sit in, because our friends have 4 people with them, and then we have 5, so that makes 9. And I noticed pretty soon in Disney Springs that there's a lot of small restaurants with not a lot of like seating. And so I'm glad we did this. We walked over to Chicken Guy like an hour before we're going to eat lunch, and there was a huge line just waiting to get in. There was no seating inside except for a couple of tables, not enough for 9. And they had some outdoor seating that was totally full, but it was in the bright sun that was so hot. And we were like, no, we're not doing this. So then it became our quest to find somewhere that we could sit that wasn't too hot. The food would be something the kids would eat, you know. So then we decided about this Irish pub And I'm like, well, they have chicken fingers, they have fish and chips, you know, they have that kind of stuff. So we went over there. Same situation, hardly any tables inside. It was a small little place. And lots of tables outside that were right in the sun. And so then we just started walking all over Disney Springs. The kids were getting really annoyed at this point. And we just were trying to find any restaurant, I didn't even care at this point. Like if the kids can eat French fries, you know, or anything. If we have to feed them something else, we just need somewhere to sit outside of the sun because it was so hot that day. We walked all over the place. We finally found Blaze Pizza, which we had eaten at Blaze Pizza in Texas and loved it. If you've never been to a Blaze Pizza, it's kind of like Mod Pizza. There's a bunch of different ones where it's like Subway or Chipotle or something, but it's pizza. So you go down the line and you design your own pizza. It's really yummy pizza. And then they put it in a brick oven and cook it. And we went in there and they had tables that were available. And it was so funny. The kids were so happy to sit down outside of the heat, and so was I. So we sat down and waited on our friends to get there, and I thought before they get here, I'm going to go ahead and place an online like pickup order for Nate because he was really hungry. And I placed this online order. Like they, you know, there's a huge line. So I'm like, I'm going to go ahead and get his pizza. He'll be happy. And then when they get here, we'll go through the line with them and get our pizza. Well, they get there probably 20 minutes after I place the online order. You guys probably can tell where this is going. David goes through the line with them, while I sit with the kids, gets my pizza, his pizza. Lucy says she's not hungry. She ate a lot of that pretzel. And they put the pizzas in the oven after they created them, and we all sit down and hang out for a while. Well, our pizzas got ready and Nate's still wasn't ready, so I would not recommend the online ordering for that, but his did come pretty quickly after that. He loved it. It was really yummy pizza, and you get to create it just like you want. And so Lucy ended up eating some of his, and we just hung out with them and talked, and it was just so good to be, you know, hanging out again. And after that, I had told David that there is this donut place called Everglazed that I thought Lucy would really like. I had seen like Instagram people posted about it and stuff. And so we decided to go over there with our friends and check it out. We weren't far from the Everglazed shop, and they have lots of different coffee drinks, and they have all kinds of different donuts, y'all. I mean, so many. I was so full from the pizza though, I didn't even get one. David got a Nutella brownie, not brownie, Nutella donut. Lucy got an Oreo cookies and cream donut. So good. They were so good. I tried both of them. Really good. And it was really good to hang out with them. But by the time we were done with all of that, it was like 2 o'clock and our kids were done. Like they were ready to go back home. Mark was ready for a nap. So we left Disney Springs, said goodbye to our friends, left Disney Springs, and went to Walmart because Lucy was on the hunt for a Stitch. She was obsessed with Stitch. I've told y'all this in the Magic Kingdom vlog. She's obsessed with Stitch. And the only Stitches they had at the World of Disney were really big Stitches. Like they were like $40 Stitches. And I'm going, Lucy, I bet you we can find a souvenir somewhere else that's not this store that you don't have to spend that much money. Because we had given our kids a budget for their souvenirs. I think we gave Lucy like $30. So she could choose something, you know, or she could just buy a few little things or whatever. And then if she wanted anything over that price, she could use some of her own money that she earns from like allowances. And she has a good bit stored up now. So we decided to run by Walmart because I had been into Walmart the day before and they had so much souvenirs and stuff. So me and Lucy ran into Walmart. We found her a Stitch, perfect size, not too big. It was like $9 or something. So she saved a lot of money by doing that. She also found a Stitch magnet there, and who's texting me? She also found a Stitch magnet, and I feel like something else, but I forget. Maybe that was the only 2 things. We got that. We went back home. We chilled the rest of the day. I think me and David met. Did we go out that night? I think David went and got us food. Maybe like Panda. It's so funny because we were trying to like eat at all the places that we don't have here in our town, and we love Panda Express. I think that's the night we had Panda Express. So that's what we had for dinner. We let the kids swim before dinner. They had fun. That was our first rest day. Our second rest day, we decided to do it differently. We got up, first thing went swimming while it was not too hot. And then we came back home to the condo, fed the kids some like frozen pizza. And when Mark laid down for a nap, me and Lucy went back to Disney Springs because she really wanted, what did she want? I don't even remember now what she wanted. She wanted to go to the Lego store. That's what it was. She still wanted to go to the Lego store, and she told me she wanted, I said, what do you want to do today? And she said, I want to go to the Lego store, and I want to go get another pretzel. And I was like, okay. So we went back over to Disney Springs. We went to the World of Disney again, and Grammy texted us on the way and said, I would love for them to pick out a treat from me and Grandpa. And so she gave us some money to buy them a souvenir from them. And so we picked out, Lucy wanted this little Pooh Bear. Like, y'all, they have these little characters, stuffed characters, but they're little. They have like a Mickey one, although they were out of that one. They have like Pooh and what were some of the other ones? Just random Disney characters. And then you can buy accessories to dress them up. It's really cute. All the accessories are expensive though, you know. So she picked out a Pooh and like an outfit for Pooh to wear. And then for Mark, we picked out some cars, but they were all decked out in like the Toy Story, it was like, one looked like Buzz Lightyear, one looked like Woody. They were kind of like designed with a Toy Story theme. So we got him those cars, and I had brought him no toys to the condo. I was totally flaked out on the toys. So he needed some stuff to play with. So that was perfect. And then we found the most perfect souvenir for Nate. It was a hat with Mickey on it, and Mickey was wearing headphones, and Nate went around the whole park with headphones on. I mean, he has autism, so headphones really help him. So to find a hat with Mickey headphones was like perfect. Mickey was wearing headphones. So we got him that, and he really loves wearing it. He wears it all the time. Then after that, we waited to go into the Lego store. This line was a lot shorter than that first line we saw the other day. So only had to wait for maybe 10 minutes. Got in. We didn't buy anything, but she loved looking at everything. And then once you go out of the Lego store, there's like a little place where the kids can build their own cars and race them. You don't get to keep your car. You just like leave it for other kids to play with and take apart or whatever. So Lucy did that. And then we went to, they have an M&M store. She loved going to the M&M store. We didn't buy anything there, but it was so fun. They have every flavor of M&M you could imagine that you can buy, very expensively buy. Like a big jar of them are like $40 or something. I don't know. It's a lot of money. They have shirts. It was really fun to shop around in there and just browse. We went to the M&M store. We also went to the Coca-Cola store, and they have all kinds of different stuffed animals and t-shirts and things. Lucy did buy herself a cherry Coke lip balm or something that she saw from there. And that was a lot of fun. And then we were going to go to Wetzel's Pretzels, but on the way to Wetzel's Pretzels, we went by an ice cream store called Salt and Straw, which I had heard about. It's like a really bougie ice cream place called Salt and Straw. And we decided, she was like, you know what, instead of Wetzel's Pretzels, I want ice cream. And it was so hot that day too. I was like, okay, fine with me. And so we went in there and got ice cream. Y'all, the best ice cream I've ever had. They have some really weird flavors. Like they have olive oil ice cream, like really weird lavender and all kinds of different stuff. But they also have really like normal flavors too. I ended up with malted and salted chocolate chip cookie dough. Y'all, there are no words. Like if you see a Salt and Straw anywhere, you have to go. The most like chunks of cookie dough that was still like really soft, not like hard, you know. It was so, so good. So we went and did that. She got like a chocolate batter, brownie batter or something. I don't remember. Something really chocolatey. She got that. It was so yummy. And then after that, we kind of looked around a few more stores, went back to the car and went home back to the condo. And that night, Grammy and Grandpa took us out to the Cheesecake Factory. We had to wait for a little while, but it was really nice dinner. And then we went back home to pack. So that was our little stay at Disney Springs. It was a lot of fun. Definitely want to go back. Every time we go to Disney, we have to go to Disney Springs. So that's our little talk on Disney Springs. If you went to Disney Springs, tell us where you would like to go. I mean, they have so many different places to eat there. It's insane. I would love to go back and just go to dinner somewhere else. Go back to Salt and Straw. They have Sprinkles cupcakes. I mean, they have so many different yummy treats there. So definitely you should check it out. Anyway, that's the end of the video. If you liked it, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. Leave me a comment down below and subscribe if you're new. We'll see y'all tomorrow.